So earlier this week, I made a video on how I think we can eliminate or reduce tanking in sports, particularly the NFL, by creating a lottery system with equal odds across the board for teams that don't make the playoffs, as opposed to just giving the worst team in the league the #1 overall pick. So today, I wanted to make a video on what that would look like. So for context, here's what the draft order is right now. You have the Jags up at #1 with the first overall pick, all the way down to the Saints with the 18th. You also have a couple of trades here with like the Bears and the Giants and like the Dolphins and the Eagles, or the Colts and the Eagles. And really quick, if you see this UG over here next to the Commanders, all that means is UGG, because they could not have picked a more bland name. Seriously, it sounds like they just promoted an XFL team. It's not bad, it's just UGG. That fan base deserves better. So what I have here is a mug with every team in it once. Each team with equal opportunity for the #1 overall pick. All right, mix it up real good. And here we go. The first overall pick, it goes to the Falcons. All right, pick number 2. We got the Panthers. Third pick, we got the Vikings. You get the idea, so I'm going to fast forward through this. So after it was all said and done, this is what it ended up being. Go ahead and pause to read. If you want a clearer image, here you go. So this is interesting. It's pretty different. So first gut reactions, the Saints got a big boost. They were 18th. They are now 5th. The Falcons, who were 8th, now have the #1 overall pick. I kind of feel bad for Giants and Lions fans here, but I think if you were to ask them about this, they'd be like, yeah, we're used to getting screwed. This checks out. But then this got me thinking, like, what player in college is going to be going where? And how that can change depending on if it's a quarterback-heavy draft or if it's a defensive-heavy draft. As an example, unless the quarterback's like a perennial all-star once-in-a-generation talent, the Falcons, the Vikings, and the Jaguars probably aren't going that way. Well, the Falcons might, because I'm 35 and Matt Ryan's older than I am. We're old. The point is, though, is that if you're a team that just barely missed the playoffs, you're probably going to be looking just to fill some gaps. You're not going to be going for the best overall player. So that superstar quarterback might not go top 5. He might end up falling to like 10 to 20. And maybe those teams that just barely missed the playoffs are going to be looking for a wide receiver or a tight end or a defensive player. Now, speaking of defensive players, when it's a very defensive-heavy draft like the one we have coming up here in 2022, I don't think much is going to change. I think Thibodeau's going to go to the Falcons. Hutchinson's probably going to the Panthers. Hamilton's probably going to the Vikings. All in all, the point I'm trying to make is that sometimes things will change. It depends on who's coming out of college. A superstar quarterback could still fall to teams down here, especially if these teams don't need it. So that element of the draft stays the same, but this system eliminates tanking. It doesn't matter if you're the Jaguars or the Saints, you have the same odds. Tanking is pointless. Bribing your coaches literally does nothing. I'm sure there are better, more interesting ways to eliminate tanking, but this is the easiest one to implement now.